Alright, we're back. It's been 2 weeks since I made a video, and this will probably be coming out 3 weeks since. And yeah, had a good vacation and back to making more videos. So I've got a couple things to kind of up the production quality of the videos. As you can see, you're on a bipod right now, and I got a little microphone attachment here. So be a little bit, maybe you'll be able to hear me a little bit better. And I'm using my Canon camera instead of the GoPro. My plan is to use this thing for kind of the more wide angle shots and the face-to-face stuff, and the GoPro is going to be the more action stuff. And so right now I have the carburetor parts for the Skylark. I got back from Harry. He sandblasted them, and yeah. Okay, so this stupid sticker they give you to put on the choke whenever you run a manual choke, and your carb has the hole for the stove pipe on the automatic chokes. So anyways, you're supposed to put that sticker over the hole to keep it from leaking vacuum, and mine decided to rip in two pieces instead of pulling the sticky tape off. So I said, screw it, just throw some JB Weld over the hole. I'm never going to put an automatic choke on this thing. I barely even use chokes in general, but yeah, and if I do, I'll just drill the hole out again. So JB Weld saved the day. Alright, so got the carburetor back together. Did mess up and put the base plate gasket I had out of my 600 kit that I thought was my 750 kit, but got that swapped out. All I can say is hopefully it'll run. I mean, I don't know a ton about carburetors. I just know fuel go through tube and air go through here, and they mix and engine run. So yeah, let's hope this will run now. And there might be a little shaft, you know, excessive wobble on these shafts, especially the secondary one. There's probably a couple thousandths. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, this car might be junk, but hopefully the car will run for a little bit at least to move it. I am still searching for a different carburetor. So let's hope this works. And real quick, I'm switching over to the GoPro because that time lapse killed the battery on my camera. I get about 25-ish minutes of recording before battery's dead. So GoPro for now while the battery charge. And just plop it on there and run a couple vacuum lines to it and a fuel line. We'll be back whenever that's on. Okay, I got everything hooked up. Let's see if it starts. Probably gonna have to crank it a while, as everything will be drained, but let's try her out. See if I'm getting fuel up to the carb. I'm getting fuel, but I must get a leak. Alright, let's wipe that down. And try that again. Alrighty. Let's see. Time for some diagram. Okay. Now the carburetor's back off because I found I had no accelerator pump, which was kind of weird. And I tried messing around with this linkage on while I was on the car, and nothing was happening. And so I just took it off and removed the needle and whatnot. But it was weird, like, if I ran the throttle, no fuel would spray out the top. But if I pushed on this, I'd get a good jet coming out. So I was thinking maybe it wasn't adjusted, it wasn't pushing enough, so I bent this arm back, this arm down here, down more, and still nothing. So I just took it apart and was kind of still in the process of figuring it out. But the pump's pumping. It's clear all the way up to there. It's just not pushing the fuel. Like, I'll have to mess around a little more, so I'll get back to you whenever that's done. Alright, I got the carburetor back on. I think I might have solved the problem. I think maybe the spring for the accelerator pump that's in the pump was cocked sideways and wouldn't let it push down all the way. And I also blew out the accelerator jet thing. So let's see if we can get it to start. Fuck. Still no idle. So it seemed to rev good and everything, but it doesn't want to idle. If you didn't hear that, but as soon as I let the throttle close, it just, like, you could tell by the noise it made, it was going to shut off. Which means when I shut the throttle all the way, even I have it turned up pretty decently, it just wants to cut fuel totally to it, which to me sounds like its idle passages aren't working. So I'm kind of done messing with this thing. I had it on one car, then this car, then I tore it apart. Well, I tore it apart, tried to clean it, Swear I got everything. I've blown out all the idle passages, put it back together, put it on one car, put it on this car, won't run, tore it apart again, cleaned it again, had an ultrasonic cleaned by Harry at his work, and he said it was a decent amount of shit came out of it, and then cleaned it again, blew out the idle passages, make sure any shit from the cleaner didn't get into there. Everything seemed clear, and it still doesn't want to idle. Like, it's got no idle passages. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to talk to Chris about this one because it just baffles me. I might just have to go get a different carburetor. Yeah. So that'd be it. Alright, I was just over at Chris's house talking to him about this junk ass carburetor, and we came to the conclusion that I should probably check the idle circuit tubes, what are the air bleeds, and there are these tubes right there. You can see them right below my finger, and another right there. Clean them out, because they're the main feed for air and fuel into the engine. So yeah, I gotta take this carburetor off yet again. Okay, so I partially disassembled this, and I blew out all these little passages for the idle circuits. So I blew everything from the tube, the air bleed to here, and then it runs here down this channel to this hole, which is right here, to the idle jet, comes out this hole, and then they both feed out of this hole. And then they both, so this is the gasket here, feeds here, and it'll be these two holes right here. These two and these two. This channel right here that I should check clean next. But so far everything's been clear, which is kind of confusing. Okay, I got it back together. Everything seemed clear. The only thing I'm changing is the metering block gasket. The one I had on there was for a 3 circuit, where that center area is cut out, and now I'm putting a 2 circuit on there. No idea if this will actually change anything, but it's just what I noticed. So yeah, I don't know, maybe hopefully it'll be right again, but can only hope. Alrighty, we got the idle finally. I just set the idle on it. Mixture screws are alright, about 2 turns out. Yeah, running pretty good. There's a few fuel leaks I gotta figure out, and I still gotta set the rear float bowl level. But she's doing good. And now I guess I just wrap it up, because I still gotta hook up the accessory drive belts and put coolant in it and whatnot. So yeah, that might be it for this episode. This might be the end, or tomorrow I might put the accessory drive together. But I still also got to change the oil, because I noticed a little bit of coolant, just a couple drips of coolant got into the oil, and it needs changed anyways. So yeah, I don't really know what I did. I'm guessing that it was that idle circuit gasket, but that's really not a symptom of the wrong gasket. See, I had I had this gasket on, right here, and I put this one on. So yeah, I don't know what the difference really is that would cause an idle problem. No idle at all, but I guess there was, or something else happened while I was cleaning. So that will be it for today, and tomorrow I'm either gonna help Marty with his engine or I'm gonna wrap this up, because this car's gotta move. Like, it's been in here 2 months, almost 2.5 months, and I miss driving it. All I got to drive now is the Electra. The price of gas going up again, that's kind of starting to suck, putting premium in that thing. Get back and driving this, putting regular in it. And so yeah, Lebanon's next weekend. I'm probably gonna take the Electra, though I gotta change the tires I have on it from when I blew a tire a couple weeks ago. But I'm doing that this week. But let's just say, per chance that somehow doesn't happen, I'll probably take this. But yeah, she's running.